Hi everyone, welcome to Life Advice You Don't Hear in Church. This is Tiffany Dawn, who is not feeling good.
Oh, morning sickness is killer, guys.
Yeah, we actually spent the last week at Tiffany's parents' house. They live only 11 minutes away, and they were so nice to host us for a week. I told people it was literally the most relaxing place we could have gone on vacation because we didn't have to cook and we didn't have to take care of Natalie. But
I can't stand up without throwing up, basically. I just am really, really sick.
Yeah. So I am going to do a video of something that I've been thinking about, and Tiffany may chime in, or she may just fall asleep or whine or roll her eyes, depending on what I have to say. But I want to give some advice for your very first relationship. Ooh. I know from reading through emails and the comments that this is a question a lot of you have, and I think that when you've never done anything before, you have a lot of questions. And so there's two things I would really encourage you to keep in mind. The first thing is think about your new relationship as a learning experience that's helping you become a better version of yourself. One of the great things about relationships is you learn so much about you. Things that you're good at communicating, things that you're bad at communicating, how sometimes you shut down in certain situations, how you maybe don't express yourself the way you should. And you really want to focus on taking who you are and being who you are.
That's a good point, because we put a lot of emphasis in Christian circles on a relationship is the road to marriage. But to kind of step back and the relationships we were in, we both dated a few people seriously before each other. And I think those relationships helped us be ready to date each other. I know that's that doesn't mean you can't, that doesn't mean you have to date other people than just your spouse, but doing that for us was really positive.
Yeah, it's such an area of personal growth, and I think in a lot of my relationships that failed, they failed because of my brokenness or things that I wasn't mature enough about. But if I hadn't been in those relationships, I don't know that I would have had to work through, the part of my life that was commitment adverse, or the part of my life that was,
not self-aware.
Oh,
wait, that part we worked through together.
Oh, that's true. And it's so important in this process. I think this is sort of point 1A, that you not slide into trying to just be the person that the other person wants to date. Yeah. Sometimes you can be so excited that this is your first relationship and you want this relationship to succeed. And
I'll be the person he wants. That was totally what I did. I'll talk the way he wants a girl to talk.
Yeah. And believe me, it is great to try new things. You've never been hiking before? Try hiking. You've never tried lobster before? Try lobster. New foods, new activities. Who's allergic to lobster?
I'm sure someone is.
Well,
raise your hand in the comments if you're allergic to lobster.
Really?
Someone's going to raise their hand.
All right, fine. But the point is, be open to trying new things. Be open to being flexible on little things. Areas of preference. On areas of right and wrong, it's not a good idea to be flexible. Nor is it a good idea to start changing your life goals because you really want this relationship to succeed.
Yeah, you're and you're just started dating this person and they really see themselves in Africa and you see yourself in China. I don't know, that's a bad example.
Well, sweetie, you're not feeling great, so we'll indulge you with a bad example. But I think that's something that you do once your relationship is much more mature. But I think all of us in our first relationships get too invested too quickly. And that's another point I think you really want to watch yourself to make sure you don't get too invested too quickly. Yeah. Staying connected to good friends is a great way to help keep that in check. And kind of another way of saying that is, my second point is, appreciate that you're probably not going to be together forever.
That's point number 2.
Yes.
Okay. Just statistically speaking, that's true. I know, in Christian circles, a lot of people want to only date the person they're going to marry, and that's totally fine if you do. But statistically speaking, that's pretty rare.
Yeah. I mean, that was true for my sister. She only dated one person, her husband.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And he only dated her, I think.
Oh, wow.
But that's fairly unusual, and that's not something you necessarily get to decide. There's no way she didn't go into that relationship thinking first guy I'm dating, we're definitely getting married. Right. It turned out he was awesome. He is awesome. And so they got married. But there's nothing you can do beforehand to guarantee, hey, this person I'm dating, we're getting married. And so
yeah,
you
and
need
if
to
you keep dating a guy who, I almost did this, like there was the guy I was dating, my first boyfriend, and I didn't want to break up with him because I was like, it was kind of like that first guy, I got to marry him, you know, and I'm so glad I dumped
unhealthy.
him.
Yeah.
It was a very unhealthy relationship. So don't string it along just because he's your first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Cut him loose, girls, if he's not good for you.
An addendum would be sometimes you have a great person and a great person, but you just don't jive, and it makes for an unhealthy relationship.
Sure.
And you don't need to say, well, I can't figure out what's wrong with him, so I should stay together with him. It could just be the combination of the two of you leads to an unhealthy relationship.
That's true. Or you just feel like something's not right. And maybe he's a great guy for someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And so but if you're keeping this point number 2 in mind, appreciating that you're probably not going to be together forever, that's going to allow you to not be too emotionally invested. So in the event that you guys go your separate ways, you can be like, wow, that was a great summer, or that was a great year, and I learned a lot, and we had some great times, but now I'm going to...
And it helps you see it with clear eyes, so you're not just like rose-colored glasses because you want to see the best because you got to think you have to stay together. You want to see it objectively.
Yeah. So I hope this is helpful, or at least interesting.
More than I thought.
I know. Who would have thought?
I want to know who's allergic to lobster. I also want to know what else you think is important for a first relationship.
Yeah. Tell us what advice you have.
Okay,
all right.
I love you guys.
We will see you hopefully next week, but maybe not. We'll see. Keep praying for Tiffany that she feels better and feels well, because it's really emotionally draining to lie by yourself all the time with nothing to do. Yeah. So keep her in your prayers. Thanks everyone. We love you. Bye.